Good morning, good morning, good morning again. I have another musing along the lines of Hebrews 12, verse 1. Therefore, since we are encompassed with such a great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily entangles us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Let us look to Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. So the other day, I was watching some clips, and it was talking about Jelly Roll. I was thinking, it kind of makes me giggle because I think of a Jelly Roll, but he's a musician, and I don't know what he used to sing, or I don't even know what he does sing now, but I see some clips about him, and he's like full of faith now. Perhaps he wasn't before. But I was thinking about him, not an expected character. First of all, he's called Jelly Roll. You don't think Billy Graham Jelly Roll. You don't think, like he's a religious figure, so to speak. But I was thinking and watching that, and so many times I've heard recently of these people who have been touched and changed by the goodness of God. People who are not walking with the Lord, but the Lord has touched them. People who you weren't expecting. They didn't show up at a church necessarily and get touched. Just out of the blue. All these unexpected agents of the influence of his kingdom now. Like we often had some prominent position of influence before, and the Lord has touched them, and now they're influencing for his kingdom. Just poof, look at what the Lord did. And he didn't ask our permission for it. You know, it's like God did a move. He's not done doing the move by the way. It's not like he's quit, but he did a move when I wasn't looking. Like I was busy about my business, and I turn around, I go, "What did you do here?" Like you leave the house for the day and you come home and everything's been rearranged. Well, what did you do, God? You did a mighty thing. I was busy running my race, while they were doing whatever. I put in quotes, these people, whoever they are, the various people who've been touched by God, I won't even call them outcasts, people who weren't the churchyism society, were out doing whatever, doing their own thing, whether it was carnal or just natural. Some of them were atheists, some of them were just running from God, some of them were backslid. And then suddenly they're on fire for God. They're on fire and they're making a difference. They've been changed and they're changing others. And then afterwards, because it was really touching, just hearing about this, and he was like, "Oh God, you're so good." But afterward, I had these words rolling on the inside of me: "Lest I myself be disqualified." I think some other versions say I be shipwrecked, but that comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 9, and starting with verse 24. You'll notice a little theme here. The Lord is speaking. He likes to speak to you. He likes to speak to me too. "Do you not know that all those who run in a race, but one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it." Now, the focus isn't on only one gets the prize. The focus is on run like you're trying to win the prize. Be diligent, be faithful, make it your goal to be number one with God. So run that you may obtain it. Everyone who strives for the prize exercises self-control in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. They bust their buns to get just something natural and carnal. Often it's money, but even just a crown, even just that gold medal, even just that trophy, the Heisman Trophy or something. But we are running for an incorruptible one. So therefore I run, not with uncertainty, so I fight, not as one who beats the air, but I bring and keep my body under subjection, lest when preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified. What is he saying? He's saying, I'm not going to run like this is some casual two-bit thing. And I'm not going to run hard for the first, if you're talking about a track meet, first 300 meters, three-quarters of the track. and then just lay down at the end and say, yeah, I've been running all this way, whatever. This is just too much. No, I'm going to run the race to win the prize. Far be it from me to back off. Even if you like run into a wall, you ever run into a wall and it feels like the wall fell on top of you, or you charge the enemy, you get all stirred up and you're like, charge, and you trip and you fall flat on your face, bam, embarrassment and failure right in front of your goal. Do you back off now? Is that a good time to quit? Did God fall off his throne and lose his power? Did suddenly the prize become not worth it? Do you compromise your faith walk, your love walk, your hope walk now? You may be disheartened or discouraged, or worse, comfortable. That's perhaps the worst of all. You're just like, I'm fine, whatever. You're just comfortable in the flesh. But God has more in store. He's got bigger and better things. Bigger and better things on the outside, bigger and better things to obtain before men, but bigger and better on the inside. A prize for you that is bigger and better. I dare not become apathetic or casual about the plans and purposes of God. Like it's just some election, like some box that I check, or like colors that I just select. Oh, I just select Christianity. That'll look pretty on me. No, this is the race, and He is the prize. And we're going to run it. You're going to run it. I'm going to run it. And we are going to obtain the good things God has. Amen. Be blessed.